Jesus listened. And in this interpretation of the Bible, which was the Message Bible this morning, it is said that Jesus was impressed. Over the past month, we have been studying this scripture, Mark 7:24-30. Many refer to this passage as the story of the Syro-Phoenician woman, with the lens of who's in and who's out. For me, it once again comes down to Jesus, my teacher and my role model. In the story of Mark, Jesus is listening, teaching, and learning. What I understand by this reading is that Jesus had an aha moment or an epiphany moment in our church language. Epiphany meaning a small, everyday occurrence that becomes a life-changing experience. How many of you have had aha moments in your life? I wonder if this story is told to guide us to the understanding that we, learning like Jesus, create those epiphany moments for each other. This woman makes a statement which is part of her truth and shares it with Jesus and is affirmed for her sharing and her truth. And Jesus learns by it. Is this not what we yearn for? To be heard and to be understood? In my childhood and youth, I'm sure I did not even consider those moments of learning as epiphany moments, even though there were many. Those times of learning through school, outside activities, and of course, church. Someone, a parent, a teacher, maybe even a peer, would explain something to me, and I would respond with, "Oh yeah, I get it." Not always that quickly, mind you. And not always was I in total agreement, which sometimes led to some headbutting. But those epiphany moments, those learnings, shaped who I am as a caring and loving person. I was an 18-year-old baby boomer, full of confidence, opinionated, a bit arrogant, to say the least, and hanging out with friends, all of us almost ready to leave home, wanting to be away from the authority of our parents, who of course were overbearing and kind of ignorant. Anybody felt this? I was very vocal at that time about my mom's fearful distrust towards me, knowing in my heart that I was not doing anything inappropriate. She didn't believe it ever. In the midst of my endless, repeated complaining, one of my friends halted me in mid-sentence. With tears in her eyes, she said, "You just wait until you don't have a mother to take care of you." I was shocked, pained, and saddened all at once. And over the years had many different emotions surface regarding this exchange. It was a huge epiphany for me, knowing that at age 12, my friend's mom had died, and not having the maturity or the compassion to really understand how my disregard for my mom's feelings had so greatly impacted my friend's loss. Years later, I was able to talk about this once again with my friend and to apologize for my ignorance and also to let her know how her truth and her story has been a huge learning experience that shaped my life. Can you remember a time in your life that was an incredible learning moment for you that has stayed with you all these years? A parent, a teacher, a leader, a facilitator, even a friend. Take a moment to consider that time. You do not need to share this, just to hold it in your hearts and your prayers. I am listening. I am listening to all of you. My call is to listen and walk with all of you on this journey. Your call is also the same. To walk with one another, to be thoughtful, have faith, and create epiphany moments for each other. In our Christian history, there has been judgment. We are hardwired for survival, and with that can come judgment, keeping us safe by not being open to new learning or doing. I also believe we are hardwired to be curious, which can bring about spiritual nurture. Listening makes that nurture possible. It has been said that our biggest communication problem is we do not listen to understand. We listen to reply. We do not listen to understand. We listen to reply. When we look into one another's eyes when one of us is talking, the other one that's listening, let's make sure we're listening. Let's hold that eye contact and really listen. Some stories are told so simply, so subtly, or so intensely that we miss their meaning. But if we really listen, the truth will come. We will create connection, and we will have that epiphany, and we will be transformed. Today, we contemplate that final point of our summer theme. I invite you now to review the points in the bulletin. When we say we are Progressive Church, we mean up until through the summer, there has been one point every week. The final point today has been added. Know that the way we behave towards one another is the fullest expression of what we believe. Sounds very much to me like the golden rule, the bottom line stuff. And after all the commandments and all the beatitudes, we hear, love one another. Jesus told stories or parables to teach us how to listen. So today, I invite you to listen to each other.